Let's go. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to David Barrow Stadium, where it is Nike FC Cup semi-final time. It is the Bulleen Lions taking on South Melbourne. Bulleen, of course, the defending champions in this competition. South Melbourne have never won. They'll be desperate to advance here to a final against the winner of the other semi-final happening concurrently. Let's take a look at the way.
Let's go.
Number 30, Holly Massey, and number 44, Isabella Accardo. On the bench for Bulleen today is number 10, Maddie Rakic, number 14, Yuka Sato, number 19, Nia Saleh, number 22, Alana Cordolino, number 15, Kristen Malloy, and number 25, Emily Shields. As the teams go into their huddles and the captains get ready for the coin toss, let's run through South Melbourne's lineup this evening. Number 1, Christina Esposito in goals. Number 3, Annabelle Huffenden. Number 6, Isabella Seward. Number 7, Francesca Iamano. Number 8, Akeisha Sandhu. Number 10, Raquel Doralis. Number 14, Misha Westland. Number 16, Nikki Furukawa. Number 19, TJ Vlanic. Number 20, Alana Byrne. Number 22, Grace Taranto. On the bench for South Melbourne today is number 2, Bridie Cooling. Number 13, Jessica Sheehan. Number 15, Liv Edwards. Number 29, Alana Filipovic. Number 32, Ayana Ayoyagi. And number 46, Catherine Moore. Well, it is set to be an exciting clash here at the David Barrow Stadium today. And joining me on commentary is Jono Clemente. Jono, how do you see this game unfolding?
Hopefully lots of excitement and entertainment, Darren. Two really massive heavyweights of the women's division here in Victoria. So South Melbourne always a little bit coming in with a bit of patchy form, and Bulleen always such a dominant force. So hopefully lots of goals for us two up here in the stands.
Well, both teams were involved in high-scoring games on the weekends in their respective NPLW clashes, but both teams coming out the wrong side of those to teams below them on the ladder. So they'll be hoping to make amends tonight and make their way through to the final at the end of it. Bulleen are in their home kit. They have kickoff. They're going from right to left on your screen. And South Melbourne in their white shirts this evening, going from left to right. So Bulleen, get us underway in the Nike FC Cup semi-final. So many narratives waiting to be written tonight. So many stories out there. And it is South who have the ball early.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how both these teams line up here, and obviously it's a cup fixture, so will both teams try and be a little bit cagey to start and make sure they don't give away too much possession and try and dominate territory early. And as you can see here, a few passes back and forth here from South Melbourne. So Bulleen generally a high pressing team as well, so definitely see how that plays out in the early rounds.
You can see there already Anais Yosefsky trying to get in, but unsuccessfully, which allows South an opportunity in transition here. Iamano has pace to burn, slips the ball through, and South Melbourne, within the first minute, have the opener. It's Raquel Doralis who got the touch, who was slipped through. And South Melbourne absolutely delighted.
Well, there's my answer of how both teams are going to start. Start well from South Melbourne. Great little run there from Franny Amano with the ball, driving forward. She does it so well. Her junior career as a winger predominantly, and now playing as a fullback, just kind of drives inside there to play Raquel Doralis. And 1-0, how's that for a start from South?
Well, that is something that not too many of us were expecting. South Melbourne came into this game and not quite a goal-scoring drought, but they had struggled to score in recent NPLW fixtures. And it's Bulleen now who have to fight to get back in this game. Of course, a cup fixture, winner takes all. And if it is a draw at the end of 90, we go to extra time. If it is still a draw, we go to penalties. And South with the massive early advantage.
For me, the perfect start to this game because, Bulleen have been so successful over the last, pretty much their entire existence in the women's program, to be fair. To see him go 1-0 down early, it'll be interesting to see how they respond here. And as you can see, stepping on straight away with this high press from Bulleen down the far side towards the benches there. So lots of experience from this Bulleen side as well. So they've got 90 potentially plus minutes to claw back into this one.
They certainly can't cast any aspersions about the result of this game from the opening minute, as Bulleen just caught offside on that far side there. Now take us into a little bit of the mentality, Jono, of the players right now when you cop an early goal like that. Not just the players, but the coaching staff as well. If you're South Melbourne, obviously, is there a little bit of a danger of sitting back now? If you're Bulleen, is there a little bit of a danger of overextending, or is it just business as usual for now?
I think it definitely builds confidence for South early on, but football's also a game of momentum, so they're just going to make sure the next 5 minutes after just scoring one, they're just going to make sure it doesn't get too frantic from here and allow Bulleen to kind of creep back into the game too early. But I think for Bulleen, generally, if it was a team a little bit less experienced, or maybe start to panic, but there's plenty of experience on the pitch and on the technical area for Bulleen. But it only just means Katie Friend's heart rate's going to get a little bit faster from minute go, that's all.
Here they go again, South, trying to find their way through, that time thwarted by the Bulleen defence. Roger. Early touches. Fagnina. Kane playing it central. South Melbourne swarming the midfield but not able to win the ball. Taranto, the player who can intercept the pass. Seward's playing it forward to Iamano. This is where she created the goal only moments earlier. Iamano forced out wide this time by Sarah Kane. And Kane forced to concede the first corner of the evening. So all South Melbourne so far.
Yeah, Franny Iamano on that far side looking very lively. Again, great little bit of creativity and good use of her dribbling ability to get a corner here.
South Melbourne thought they scored an equaliser from a corner in the MPLW on the weekend that was ruled out due to pushing on the keeper. So their players starting at the edge of the area, the majority of them this time. Let's see what this corner routine has in store. The in-swinger towards the front post, headed away by Bullich. Not cleared convincingly. It'll allow South another go at it. Furukawa getting in there well. Excellent. Now out to Taranto. Buttress applying the pressure, but, well, I was about to say Westland and Taranto able to pass around, but Buttress did intercept. But now Sandu able to play it into space for Sewards. Isabella Sewards going to ground. Legal tackle, says the referee from Ava Brightus. This game already looking like a bit of a basketball game. Hardly a moment to breathe. Sandu. Furukawa. Trying to find space in the area. Sandu cutting inside onto her right. Sandu! Just over the crossbar. South Melbourne. They've come out with a fire in their belly and they are turning the screws.
Yeah, great start from South. Acacia Sandu, she can pretty much play anywhere for the South team. Generally, last couple of seasons she was a fullback. She's come back playing as a winger / now she's playing as a 10 in this game, and really good opportunity for her just to receive it into pockets, and she's obviously got a good strike on her, so that one just over the bar. But interesting, lots of space for both teams just in that middle third, so the players who can manage the moments and pick it up in those pockets and then go forward and have moments like that will be very beneficial for those teams.
As much as it's been all South, you figure that if Bulleen can get through this press and get through the midfield, they will have plenty of attacking chances of their own. It's just at the moment South are able to intercept at the vital moments. Here might be a moment for Bulleen. This right-hand side, but cleared away by Vlanic, and now Sandu pass intercepted by Kane, who's been busy early doors. Massey trying to find space, split it through to Yosefsky, but plenty of white shirts around, just denying Yosefsky the opportunity to get a shot away. Bulleen winning it off Furukawa, but then Westland there able to clean up. It's down this side that South have had a lot of their joy so far. That time just winning a throw.
Just interesting spaces opening up for Bulleen in possession. So Ava Brodus is number 13 for Bulleen, and Melbourne Victory youngster. So she's always drifting opposite pocket to where the ball is. So if Bulleen can look to attract South Melbourne to go press the ball and they're going to play to the opposite pocket, Ava's always occupying those spaces, looks to stay away from the ball, and she can produce lots of moments of magic like that in such tight areas and then play forward. So I think Ava Brodus is going to be the key here.
And it is those tight spaces where the battle will be won and lost in midfield, and once the teams win the ball, it's very open. It's just a matter of winning that battle. Both teams very much willing to press high. Buttress, been very impressive this season, the youngster. Couldn't retain possession for her team there. Of course, Sarah Kane, coming off the back of a brace on the weekend against the Royals, scored very early in the game. Bulleen, of course, walking away from that game defeated 5-3. Great game for the neutral. Dralas dropping very deep. The South look to switch it out to that danger side again. Vlanic. Yamano's often running ahead of her, and that's where the ball will go. Yamano not able to escape the attentions of Miller Bullich, who wins her side a throw. Good defensive work there from Bullich.
Yeah, it's good to see Miller Bullich just continue to grow as a player here at Bulleen in the last 2 seasons. A youngster that I've worked with previously, showing a lot of maturity in the last 2 seasons at Bulleen, so it's been good to see.
Seward's playing the ball out wide. Yamano again off and running, but again, solid defensive work from Bullich. Bulleen do concede a corner though. Sandu trotting over to take. And dealt with the first one convincingly enough. See if South Melbourne have anything slightly different in store for this second corner of the game. Sandu's delivery towards the back post this time. Met without resistance by Bulleen head, but it's come back in and pinballing around. Bulleen managed to get away with it.
Good decision there from Bulleen just to clear their lines. Yeah, definitely interesting. Obviously, the early goal is going to keep the confidence to South Melbourne, but you just feel like they've actually managed the moment really well. It wasn't just a goal off the start here. Nikki trying to go to the right side here. 1v1. What can she make of it here? Doralis inside the box. Doralis. Oh, it's awkward. Oh, that could have been something to go 2-0 up in a semi-final. That would have been very annoying for Katie Friend and Bulleen. But that's footy. But yeah, like I was saying, it's been interesting. So sometimes you score a goal and it could be frantic after that, especially early on. But South Melbourne have managed the moment really well, and I think they've had the lion's share of possession. It's been interesting.
Here's an opportunity for Bulleen in transition, using those spaces left open. Look at the pace of Yosefsky. Can she cut it in from the byline? Well, the second best option. She wins her side a corner. So the first corner of the game for Bulleen now. And that's an example of the pace that they have up top. They've got Buttress on one side and Yosefsky on the other, who has really made a name for herself as a speedster in this competition.
I think that's always the constant threat of this Bulleen team. You know, I just said that South Melbourne can have possession and kind of manage the moment, had a little bit of momentum, but this Bulleen side can just play in behind and score 2 or 3. So much quality in this side here.
And the referee, Caitlin Williams, just making sure everyone's behaving themselves as the corner prepares to be taken. Bulleen taking a much more aggressive stance, really putting pressure on Esposito in goals, and that's where it goes, towards the front post. The back post shot across is cleared away. That was so dangerous. All it needed really was a Bulleen touch at what didn't come. And South Melbourne get away with that one, but Bulleen will come again. Renahan. Ball played forward, direct, looking for Roger. Esposito cleans up.
Yeah, interesting to see this is high press from Bulleen who continue to come at South Melbourne continually, but because they are stepping so high, it's going to leave pockets for Doralis to walk into. Miscommunication here.
Furukawa was nipped in. The defenders were leaving it for the keeper. Keeper was leaving it for the defenders, and Furukawa said, "I'll take it." But in the end was forced just too far wide and wasn't able to get a shot on target. Well, Johnny, you were saying earlier the ricochet, that would have been a way to go 2-0 down. Well, that certainly would have been something that would have been very frustrating for Bulleen.
Yeah, definitely it's a shaky moment and start here. Another one here, potentially. Oh, maybe I got a little bit excited there, to be honest. I just want more goals. But yeah, definitely a little bit of a shaky start from Bulleen, but should be plenty of experienced heads on that just to kind of manage the moments here. But South will be thinking, hang on, is this our night right now from these moments?
Yeah, Bulleen just lacking that communication, lacking that connection between the defence at the moment. And it's two mistakes in quick succession that almost allowed Furukawa to get in and double the advantage for South. And that's where, as a team, as a coach, you really begin to scratch your head. Doralis not able to get it away that time, but South with another throw through Vlanic. A throw into Sandu. Sandu to Doralis. And Doralis has the ball taken away. Now, what can Bulleen do on the break quickly? Massey playing it in for Roger. Roger, central. The chase is on. Massey's quick herself, but was never going to get there and really challenge Alana Byrne, playing centre back for South Melbourne today. Of course, will be very familiar with Bulleen, Will Byrne. He played a number of seasons for the club.
I think Alana Byrne as well, also a very undervalued player in this competition. Not always, the glitz and glamour on the ball, but, just always gets the job done, manages the tempo over the team and the opposition. It's always at the referee, just very, very good seasoned veteran. I'm always a big fan of hers.
You could see a pretty clear demonstration there of the communication in South's defence and their goalkeeper had together. It was very similar moments that Bulleen were allowing opportunities for South, and South just very comfortable, very confident. Westland, it's the ball taken away. She's run herself into trouble. Commentator's curse. Here comes Bulleen. Shot from distance. Well, it was skidding across from Ava Briders there. Maybe a little bit of frustration. That is the exuberance of youth. We've seen her score some stunning goals, both in this and the NPLW and also the A-League Women's, but maybe not the right option on that occasion.
She knows she's got it in her locker, so a bit of magic from Ava Briders, so I don't mind it because probably the next one will go in. Reading these words. So, yeah, it's just good to see Ava playing consistently. Such a good young talent from Victoria here, and spent many years at Melbourne Victory, so I know her quite well. Good to see her getting consistent minutes. Looks like she's enjoying her football and she's scoring goals. So I think everyone's been a winner so far from her Bulleen stint.
Bulleen now just beginning to get a little bit more of a handle on this game. As I say that ball's intercepted, but Doralis never going to chase that down ahead of Bullich. Again, shaky from Bulleen. Furukawa and Doralis pressing very high, and Furukawa almost able to win the ball off Grace Cagnina after a heavy touch, but her own touch just letting her down.
Massive spaces, if the viewers can see it at home, just between Bulleen's midfield and defensive line. Look at Akeisha Sandu just trying to drift into pockets. She's now going into a wide area, staying away from the ball, which just forces Bulleen to sit deeper and deeper. And now maybe TJ can get on the ball and drive here. Just all these little details are just some smart movement from South Melbourne and from players like Raquel Doralis and and Acacia Sandu are just going to pin Bulleen further and further back, and it's not what they want when they're 1-0 down so early at home. But yeah, some little good intricate details there from Sandu.
You were saying earlier, Jono, she can sort of play anywhere. She wears the number 8, traditionally the box-to-box midfielder number. And she really does seem to drift all over the park when she plays. Duralis picking the ball up, shooting! Just wide of the post for a moment from our vantage point. It looked like the back of the net may have rippled. Again, another warning shot from South, as if Bulleen hadn't had enough already in these opening 18 minutes or so.
I think it shows there just from Bulleen, just to get the ball up a little bit, get up the field as Butcher's here down the left.
Butcherus so effective from these spaces this season. Danny Butcherus turning back inside on her left, shot across. Wonderful save. That is outstanding from Christina Esposito. It was great work from Danny Butcherus to put the ball across the face of goal. But that is all class from the South Melbourne keeper to keep their lead intact.
There's a few players' highlight reels getting updated after that one. Whew. Good to see. Good to see. Danny Butcherus, what a little bit. Great run and great bit of skill there across the ball. And then, yeah, what a save from Esposito.
As much as South are having plenty of opportunities, Bulleen could equalise at any moment. Here comes the corner. Dangerous again, met by a South Melbourne head. Unable to be cleared away by Vlanic. So South can breathe a little easier. Can plot their next foray into the attacking third. But it is Bulleen in possession for now. Attempted touch around the corner from Massey, and a foul. And first yellow card produced as well on Massey for that foul. Right in front of the South Melbourne bench. They weren't too happy about it at all.
Yeah, a little bit late there and probably deserved to go in the book. South Melbourne bench up and about, and rightly so. So that'll be interesting. Holly Massey's a good player for Bulleen, a very attacking presence, obviously playing as a number 9, but presses also quite well. So interesting to see how her intensity from her defensive action changes now that she's on a yellow. But one thing she does really well in possession, though, is she always comes towards the ball to link others into it. So when they've got two really high and wide wingers like Jezewski and Butcherus on both sides, you know, Holly Massey is actually the key for them to get in behind so often, so probably something she doesn't get enough credit for. But we'll see if she can link it up a little bit more towards this game.
Nice work there from Sewards. Now Iamano with another chance to drive at the defence. Not Sarah Kane, as she so often is there. Probably not quite enough space to do a long throw on that side, although that's a pretty good one. And it will earn her side a corner, so there you go. You probably ideally want an extra few metres to get the run-up in, but that is a very handy weapon to have.
Yeah, she's done very well there with maybe a one-step throw in there. But yeah, something with South Melbourne and long throws. Obviously the men's have been notorious of that for many, many years. Now TJ doing it, so something about putting that South Melbourne jersey on, just the shoulders and the arms just get a little bit stronger.
It is a fantastic skill to have. It adds another set-piece weapon to your bow. The South Melbourne players gathering at the edge of the penalty area. Sanders corner, drifting off the crossbar. That could have gone anywhere. And from a Bulleen perspective, thankfully, it's gone away from the South Melbourne boot. And now perhaps an opportunity for Bulleen to counter, but Butcherus taken off the ball. Only a foul, no card that time.
how many warning shots can Bulleen have in their opening 20 minutes. But they'll be thankful it's still only 1-0 to be fair. There have been some unlucky ricochets and some half chances, like not that much to it. It's not like they're getting really bedded in behind, but yeah, too close for comfort for sure.
And for all of South Melbourne's opportunities, we were a Christina Esposito fingertip away from being level. So there is so much time, so much drama still left in this semi-final. It's one that is absolutely impossible to call, especially when Bulleen have weapons like Danella Buttress up top and Maya Siusevsky. I mean, on the bench, Alana Cordolino. So still plenty to come from Bulleen. It's hard to see this game staying at 1-0. Bulleen almost finding an opening there, but instead it's South. Duralis, no. Ava Bridis able to get there and win the ball. If they can break South Melbourne's press, they're a wonderful chance in transition, but breaking it is easier said than done.
I think what South Melbourne are doing really well at is they're actually predicting when they're going to lose the ball. I'm not sure if they're doing it intentionally, and some experienced defenders there for South Melbourne with Byrne and Heffernan, because every time it looks like they're going to lose the ball, the back four just drop a few yards, just a touch, because obviously super aware of the pace out wide that Bulleen possesses. Taranto's gone on a run here. How's this? Look at space for South.
Taranto, she's so good at that. It's opened up for Sewards. Plays it out to Iamano. The ball in too close to the keeper. And she's frustrated with that. And she knows that should have been a better ball in after the fantastic work from Grace Taranto.
Interesting tactical development here. So like as the games progress, and South's best chances or kind of moments like that to try and get in and behind Bulleen's back four has been just on plays, taking a little bit of initiative and going for a little bit of a dribble, going for a drive. Been so popular all over the rounds. And just idolising and utilising those players as much as possible who will take the game on and dribble into those spaces, because it really does open the game. So it's been key for South so far.
Duralis. Iamano. Driving into the penalty area, ball across. Vital interception from Renahan. Prevents the opportunity going any further. Now Bulleen. Long ball. Buttress and Yoseski chasing. Byrne didn't quite wrap her boot around that one. Forced to take it out of play for a Bulleen throw. So suddenly it's really end-to-end stuff, because it's Bulleen now, the team on the front foot.
Everyone should be entertained, though, if you're not, on this cold Wednesday night. Don't know what you're doing. To be fair, it's been a good game so far. I'm enjoying it.
Goal kick, the decision there from the referee, Caitlin Williams. It'll be fascinating to see how both sides line up if Bulleen are going to put pressure on. It certainly looks like that is the case. Holly Massey on a yellow. One of the players pressing high, as is Danella Buttress. And then just in behind, Ava Bridis. Probably looking for those second balls as well, Bridis. We know what she can do from a long shot, and that's what the press is for. It's not just for winning the ball directly, it's also for creating those situations where opposition players make mistakes just like that. And Bulleen have the ball again. Do they have a long throw in their toolbox? It doesn't appear so. Trying to turn away. It's come out to Kane. Sandu applying the pressure, winning the ball back. So South looking to advance it quickly. Bullich, good work on the ball. We've praised her defensively today, but that was really well done to stave off the threat while she was on the ball. Furukawa being urged to press. Wins the ball off Roger. And Cagnina is running into trouble and then running back, and then eventually plays it back to Renahan. Just launches it forward. Vlanic well positioned to deal with the danger. And again, just calmly, safely takes the ball off Yosefsky, and that's the advantage of having someone with the experience of TJ Blanic. Of course, played many seasons in the A-League Women, both for Western United and also Melbourne City. Is also a Serbian international, so she can just read the play so well, and that is a perfect demonstration of it.
I've coached against TJ for the last 4 or 5 years. Never had a bad game when I'm around, to be fair. Just super consistent, super experienced, and what a role model and leader to have around for the younger girls in the south side as well. And to be fair, generally in the league, so it's always good to see when she's back in the NPLW.
Yosefsky trying to force it. It's good work from Iamano to win a throw, and Vlanic herring up to take. Into the penalty area, helped around the corner, but headed away. It's come out to Furukawa, who just couldn't find her feet in time. She'll be disappointed with that one. She wasn't expecting it, I don't think, and just couldn't get the touch that she needed. So here's the throw from the other side, Grace Taranto. Looks like a long throw incoming. Sander will be a short option, but she'll launch it forward. And the attempted cross-in goes into the tennis courts, behind the goals. Absolutely nowhere near it was where it was intended to go. Bulleen with the goal kick.
So the second consecutive goal kick from Bulleen that they're going long. So it's an interesting one. It could be that they're just trying to manage the moment and just get up the field a little bit, as South Melbourne have been doing okay in moments in possession. Or that could be nerves. It's just managing moments. So it's an interesting tale there.
Doralis again, almost getting there. Isabella Ricardo, excellent work to head the ball away. Youngster's been on Melbourne City's books for a number of seasons now. Doralis to the penalty area, well marshalled by Renahan, able to clear the ball away. They've grown into this half defensively, Bulleen. Those moments of confusion, they'll be hoping behind them.
I think if they can grow into the game defensively, they've got so much firepower up top that they'll get back into the game if they can keep things at 1-0.
Long throw in, headed away by Bullich. Second chance at it, Sewards. Turning back inside and being forced to the byline, wins another corner. So Sandu once again trots over. Have to be 4 or 5 already in this contest for South. And this time, the players will start on the goal line, surrounding the keeper. They put the ball in the back of the net like this on the weekend, but ruled out for too much contact on the keeper. Let's see if anything's changed this time. Sanders' delivery, the in-swinger off the crossbar again. This time out of play. It really can go anywhere when it hits the crossbar. It can ricochet back off a Bulleen defender or into a South Melbourne player more dangerously, but Bulleen survived once again, and it's still only 1-0. Yeah,
it's just a classic set piece from every team in this league, and the only women just get the in-swinger, crowd the goalkeeper. But yeah, there's always a dangerous set piece. So yeah, definitely some scary moments there for Bulleen. But news around the grounds: Heidelberg United are 1-0 up against Mildura in the other semi-final. So as it stands, I know this is so far away, but it would be a Heidelberg v South Melbourne grand final, which is tasty, but it's a long way away. As the Iamano has the ball now, back to Westland.
It is a long way away. Heidelberg, of course, pretty clear favourites in that other semi-final. I think pre-game, that would have been the expectation. This game, much more of a coin toss. At the moment, it's South Melbourne with the advantage. And really, anything can happen. If you are just joining us, South Melbourne 1 goal to the good, thanks to a goal in the first minute to Raquel Doralis. It was fantastic work from Iamano who played her through in space. She was able to slot it away comfortably. 50 seconds were on the clock on the scoreboard here when the ball hit the back of the net. And since then, South Melbourne, they've had a number of chances. Bulleen as well, and they are growing into the game. Roger winning the header from that free kick, but really heading it anywhere of advantage to her team. And it's fair to say South had more moments where they could have scored, but we know the firepower of Bulleen. This is still very much anyone's game. Iamano was trying to play in Sandu, but again, well defended by Bulleen. This allows Erin Hudson to get the ball into her gloves and kick it long. John, as you pointed out, Bulleen opting to kick long from goal kicks, both with the ball in Hudson's gloves and from the ground. Here they come, Buttress switching sides, going to ground and immediately clutching at that ankle. And let's hope that's nothing serious for Buttress. As play continues, while Buttress is still prone. And now play will be stopped. Well, Buttress, she's had such a good season, the youngster, but she's gone down there in a heap. She looks to be in a little bit of pain. Let's hope that is just an initial bit of contact pain and that she's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Didn't look to be too serious, which thankfully, but let's see how she gets up. Like he's mentioned, she's been having a fantastic season here, her debut season at Bulleen. So much pace and power, and she's quite small, but lots of physicality in her game as well, which has been good to see from such a youngster stepping into this really experienced Bulleen side. And she's been a key goal contributor for them this season, so hopefully she's good to play on, as both teams can just take a little breather here, which could be good and bad for South Melbourne. I've been thinking, please don't stop this game, just keep this rolling, because they've got a little bit of momentum now. Like we said before, not getting inside or behind the Bulleen's defence, but you can still feel it in the air that they've just got the upper hand here. And maybe Bulleen, for them there, just go, everyone, hey, just calm down, we'll be right. Cooler heads will prevail here, so it'll be interesting to see how the stoppage of play affects proceedings here.
Butcher's coming off under her own steam, doing a little jog, so she'll be okay. Got to be a tough customer when she plays like she does, because she'll get fouled a lot. Small, technical, fast player. Scored 4 goals in the Nike FC Cup this season. She's scored 1 in every game that Bulleen have played, including 2 against Keilor Park in their first game. South Melbourne attacking again. Westland to Taranto. Taranto out wide to Furukawa. Furukawa towards the byline, and South in themselves another corner. They haven't had success yet from a corner, but you'd have to imagine at some stage this pressure will surely tell. Bulleen, though, apart from the ball hitting the crossbar a couple of times, they've looked fairly comfortable against this barrage of set pieces. It'll be the left foot of Vlanic to take. So an in-swinging corner incoming. Vlanic's delivery towards the back post. Met first by a Bulleen defender. Westland, though, will put it back in. Touched on, but Erin Hudson positioned well. Keeper of her experience knows exactly where to be, and once again, Bulleen survive another set piece.
Annie Hefferton's done very well there. She's obviously very aware that Butcher's quite quick, and what she wants to do is just get that ball in behind quickly so she can run onto it. Good use of her body, and just draws a foul. That was top from her. But to say earlier, like South Melbourne, it's not like they've been dominating proceedings here. It's not like they've been playing like the most amazing football, knocking ball out of the park, and vice versa. But they're just doing enough, and they just keep at it. And they've been solid, and the back four made some good adjustments and dealing with the pace that Bulleen have got in wide areas. They're pressing in the right moments. They're dropping off in the right moments. And I've just cursed her completely there. Now that is the commentator's curse. That was not the right moment to hold onto the ball, and Alana Byrne goes in the book.
Yeah, that was probably one of the least calm moments from South Melbourne in this game. Alana Byrne just staying on the ball for too long. It's a piece of cheese for her trouble. So a set-piece opportunity for Bulleen. We've seen plenty of these, plenty of corners for South Melbourne. Seen one corner for Bulleen, and now from a free kick, players lining up, looking to make a back post run. It's Ava Brightis, the player standing over the free kick. Brightis' delivery. Contested header. Eventually cleared only as far as Buttress, and then a shot from the edge of the area. Hits the top of the net. Just for a moment, it looked like that might be dipping below the crossbar. But things just evading the net for Bulleen at the moment.
They could give him a little bit of a spark though, just like those little moments there. That ball in, there's half a sniff, and they'll get a good chance of goal there with Buttress, and could be another one here. And so again, some little shaky moments, a bit of pinball back and forth. Buttress now, can she go 1v1 against TJ? How's that for young v old, or inexperienced v experienced?
It's never old, it's always experience. That's always an asset. And Glenage has seen a lot of the next generation coming through. Here's Furukawa. Nikki Furukawa driving into the penalty area. Urged to go all the way. Furukawa blasts it over. Just an indication of how open this game is. In one moment it's Bulleen who come inches away, streaming up the other end. Is Furukawa for South Melbourne. And just blazing it over herself. You really can't take your eyes off this game. There's only been one goal so far, but it seems like every time a team wins the ball, there's an opportunity one way or the other.
Yeah, it's another great example. There's just not much in this so far. It's so tight. It's been contested by just moments like that where good run, decent shot at goal, little moments in transition, but there's not much big tactical passages of play that are breaking each other down. It's just good moments and good players doing good things.
Roger had the ball taken away, and now Westland out to Furukawa once more. This time defenders in front of her. Furukawa threading through Westland. Westland not able to get the touch. It was a great idea from Furukawa. A good run from Westland. Nisha Westland scored a goal against Avondale in the Nike FC Cup this season. Has scored 5 in the MPLW. So she knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. Of course, has A-League women's experience as well. Duralis. Iamano. Good speed from Iamano. Taking it to the byline, trying to cut it back, and a goal kick. So, excellent work. Again from Bullich on that side. Bulleen, they don't want to hold on to the ball for too long. But they've done okay there. South just looking to execute this press well, but they know that if they overcommit, Bulleen will have numbers forward. That ball, though, intercepted by Westland. Has Furukawa to her right. That's where she'll go. Nikki Furukawa taking it to the byline. The cross towards the back post, headed away. A vital interception. And now the shot from Sewards. Well, Aaron Hudson was scrambling. In the end, not able to take the ball cleanly. And South will have another corner.
Yeah, they keep knocking on the door here, South Melbourne. It's been a great first half from them. Bulleen just be thinking, just get to half time here, just like get a good team talk in, settle the nerves, because just that their best players just haven't been able to get on the ball enough. The ball's been constantly going over their head, so I think that will be the message from half-time. Just how can they get their best players on the ball, on the ground, so then they can actually release their wide players a little bit more effectively in behind, because it just hasn't happened so far.
The goal here could really change the complexion of the second 45 minutes. TJ Vlanich to deliver. Right into the mixer. It's cleared away just about. And now it'll be Yosefsky. And such a distinct running style, Yosefsky, as well. It's not just the pace, she just puts her head down and motors along.
She always looks like she's about to fall over, but she doesn't. She's always just keeps going on. But yeah, top player. Unique running style, but very good player.
She's proven very difficult to take down when she does get off and running. Bulleen will be hoping that as this game progresses, she can get on the ball more and more. They look to play it out from the back here with only a couple of minutes left of this half. Sandu won't quite pick it up. Ryder's trying to play in Roger, but instead Furukawa looking for Doralis. That ball a little bit too direct. And Hudson able to clear it away. Jono, players are always told to make curved runs, curved balls in behind, that sort of thing. Your eyes get a little bit too big for your stomach and the ball's just a little bit too close to the keeper.
Yeah, for sure. Just lacked a little bit of detail there as the flag goes up. But also, Raquel Doralis isn't that type of player. She's not really going to make those runs into the channels once the ball to feet, generally. So probably a little bit unfamiliar territory for her there. But, you know, South are getting in those positions to play balls in behind, where Bulleen just haven't in this half. They haven't really got Ava on the ball. They haven't really got Rosie Roger on the ball facing forward. That, you know, to play a real distinct pass in behind. It's been over like balls like this to try and hopefully get a moment in there, but they're a much better team in possession. So I think the message from Katie Friend will be how can they get that spark in the second half, because as we said, South haven't done it in abundance, but have done it more than Bulleen and they're 1-0 up. So.
Can Bulleen create something just before this halftime break? It would make a big difference if they could. Cagnina's throat. This will be cleared up by Westland. Westland will come all the way inside to win that for South. A little bit of pressure on Esposito. His clearance isn't convincing. Kane gets there first, and coming back from an offside position was Holly Massey, so South with the free kick. Westland. Sandu. Looking to play in for Akawa. Can she reel it in? She can. Plenty of South shirts forward. And a throw in for South instead. Taranto will trot up to take. The classic, the trademark South Melbourne long throw. Taranto's throw met by Kane, able to be cleared away, and Brightus fouled, but it won't matter because that is half-time at David Barrow Stadium. It is South Melbourne who lead 1-0 at the break, thanks to a goal to Raquel Doralis within the opening minute. South Melbourne, they've had the better of the chances in the half. Bulleen, though, they were Christina Esposito fingertip away from equalising. Plenty of action to come. Don't go anywhere, because the second half could go any which way.
Let's go!
Welcome back to David Barrow Stadium, where it is the home side and defending Nike FC Cup champions Bulleen, who trail 1-0 to South Melbourne. It's been a very open game so far in the first 45 minutes of this Nike FC Cup semi-final. Bulleen coming within inches of equalising throughout the half, but South, generally speaking, had more of the ball, more of the chances, a large number of corners and set-piece opportunities as well, and they'll be looking to hammer home their advantage in this second half. My name is Taryn Hedo, joining me on commentary, Jono Clemente. Jono, this second half, anything could happen, couldn't it?
Yeah, it just feels like a game that's just been a little odd so far in the first half. Both teams not doing an awful lot in terms of in possession and some marvellous football, but South are getting the job done as it stands, which is all that matters in cup football. But you just have a feeling with the players and the quality that both teams possess that this is not ending up 1-0. No way. Or I hope not anyway.
No, it would be so unlikely, so utterly against the grain of what this game has been if it ends 1-0. It's been so open, so many opportunities. It'll just be about who puts them away, maybe who has a little bit of luck. Those balls sneaking under the crossbar instead of hitting them, or the ricochets ending up in the right place. And that could be the moments in which this semi-final is decided. So it's South Melbourne who will get us back underway in this second half. They're in their white kit, going from right to left on your screen. Bulleen going from left to right in their home kit. And early doors, winning the ball back. That is an early indication of the intensity of this half. Here comes Kane. Sarah Kane looking for Buttress. Buttress will be denied by the offside flag, but we saw a goal within 50 seconds by Raquel Durales in the first half for South Melbourne. The ball advancing up that very side before being put in and scoring. Bulleen trying to pull off something similar, but denied by the flag of the assistant referee.
That would have been something. That would have been special. You could just feel the roar from the Bulleen bench as well, and the fans behind it as well. But then that offside flag just deflated everyone. So, I guess we'll just continue as proceedings. So, yeah, good start so far though.
Signs of real intent from Bulleen. Massey, and ball in, cleared away by Haffenden of South Melbourne. Furukawa dropping very deep to help out in defence. Durales pressing this Bulleen back line. Good touch though from Ocado. Brightus. Buttress. Danny Buttress. So dangerous. The cross cleared away. And the ball only going as far as Kane, although Durales able to nip in and win out. Not many options ahead of her, so instead she'll just play it to Iamano, who'll put on the afterburners and take it around Kane. Iamano. Ball delivered in, side netting. And disappointing ending to the move. And it looks like this second half will proceed very similar to the way that we saw the first open-ended action. And a lot of intent from Bulleen, who are chasing this game.
Yeah, I'm here for it. It's good to see Bulleen play out from this goal kick, see if they can get some of their midfielders facing forward on the ball. Couldn't in that occasion though. But Roger does win out in that one.
And that's what we need to see more of in this second half from Bulleen, is winning those duels in midfield. They weren't winning a lot of them in the first half. They're relying a lot on their pacey forwards, and yes, they are very fast, and they will create opportunities that way. But if they can get more on the ball in the centre of the park and just control play a little bit more opportunities will open up for them. Massey cutting back inside, playing a ball across to Buttress. Danny Buttress going to ground. No call from the referee, and South Melbourne come away with it. Trying to bite off a little bit more than she could chew there, Buttress. Iamano has Durales ahead of her. The ball taken away from Bullich, but Vlanic is there for South, and South happy to just retain possession. Blanich. Being urged to take her player on, but once again, Bullich doing exceptionally well. She's had a lot of work to do on that side today. Stood up tall. As we flagged from the first half, another opportunity for the famous South Melbourne long throw. This time TJ Blanich on his left-hand side is the exponent of the craft. Ball hurled into the penalty area. Met by Bulleen head, Iamano. Duralis. Duralis not able to keep her footing. And Westland has the ball taken away. It's these moments the Bulleen need to win. And now they're off and running. Yosefsky trying to play an early ball. Probably could have run a little bit more herself there. But that's promising from Bulleen. Stay with play. Yosefsky. Ball across, intercepted in time, and Westland's able to clean up.
Good start for Bulleen though. They're getting a little bit more possession in the attacking half, and a good pressure there from Maisie there to win their side. A throw in on the far side. Be interesting to see how this progresses. Oh, she couldn't. Oh, that would be something. That would be something.
Well, you say she couldn't. She probably can, but Bulleen need those moments to go their way in this second half. I mean, even for South, they'll be ruining a number of moments like that where the ball's ricocheted around and Bulleen have been able to scramble it away. It's, again, we said this at the beginning of the half, it's baffling that this is still only 1-0. Ziamano forced back and South not able to keep it in. Massey doing well against two South Melbourne defenders, two Bulleen defenders rather. Now it's Bulleen with the attacking throw. Good movement from Kane, but the ball will go direct to Massey. Is he trying to squeeze through? Kane. Roger. Rosie Roger goes one more to Buttress. Danny Buttress. Cutting back inside on her left. Buttress across the face. Yosefsky couldn't quite get there in time. Well, Buttress has scored a goal in every one of Bulleen's Nike FC Cup matches so far this season. She is an attacking force for Bulleen, and she is hoping to create those chances for herself now. That was almost a way through, but Grace Taranto doing exceptionally well. And then it's South on the charge in transition, but they'll just opt to keep possession and slow things down slightly. Iamano, Sandu, has Duralis in the middle. That's where she'll look. And it's cut out well by Renahan. Once again, just breathless stuff, an open game. It's Bulleen again through Buttress. Taranto takes the ball away. South will not hesitate. Taranto on the run. Duralis in front of her. Buttress trying to come back and defend, but Taranto's still going. Westland now will be forced all the way back. It really does feel like in all of those moments there is an opportunity coming.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Bulleen looking a lot more lively, which is good to see, but both teams doing much better in possession. Just a little bit more controlled. Again, I've stitched up TJ on that occasion to commentator's curse. But Bulleen looking to play a little bit more through the thirds, and that's a great touch from Kat Renahan to drive forward. And South looking good in moments as well. So interesting how this progresses in this second half.
You just wonder what Bulleen coach Katie Friend said at half-time, because she's put a bit of a rocket up them. Of course, it's a cup semi-final. There's no take-backs, no second chances. You have to get the job done here and now tonight. As it stands, if They want to get the job done. They're going to have to score at least a goal, probably two. And they're going to have to do it in the next 35 minutes or so.
Little throwback here. South Melbourne did win their last. Actually, I'll hold that thought because it was a great ball to Yamano.
And Tiamano trying to find space in the penalty area, but once again, Mila Bullich standing tall and winning a goal kick.
Yeah, great defending from the youngster, Mila Bullich there. She's, like I said earlier in the first half, she's really grown into this Bulleen side over the past 2 seasons, but showing some really good experience there. Not to get into a duel and just manage the distance and then let it roll out for a goal kick. As I was saying before, South Melbourne won their last appearance in the Night Cup semi-final and they were 2-0 down against my team and it was awful. But they've been here before and they've won the last time they were in the Night Cup semi-final. So, and there's actually a few players in this squad today that were there that night, so they do know how to win on these occasions.
And Tiamano is racing forward there, trying to find a way through for South. Instead, she'll win her side a free kick, a dangerous set-piece opportunity. We saw South have corner after corner in the first half. Now a free kick. It is within shooting range for Sandhu, but we'll have to see whether she'll shoot or put in a ball for a player. Takesha Sandhu for South Melbourne. 4 in the wall for Bulleen. Sandhu plays it short. Sewitz forced backwards. Vlanich playing it to no one but a Bulleen shirt. And now Bulleen, a chance to go forward, but that wasn't the right ball. And a free kick from the training ground, not going right there for South. And now it's Yosefsky. Anais Yosefsky. Buttress was running on, but the cross far too close to Christina Esposito in goal. And another Bulleen attack in transition goes awry.
It's definitely a set piece to forget for South Melbourne. I was going to say, like, I always find it interesting when players put their, their hands up. What's the signals actually mean? I'm sure it didn't mean that for South Melbourne, but they got away with it in the long run. Yeah, as they still manage that transition moment and looking to play out now.
Duralis. Iamano. And Stewards on her inside. Still Iamano. Still Iamano. Ball across. Blocked away and cleared. Out to Yosefsky. He'll look to take it and go, but can't get past Vlanich. Will be more than alert to the danger that Yosefsky possesses in that exact scenario. Heavy touch from Iamano, but gathered well. Sewitz able to turn, goes to ground, no foul awarded. And now it's Buttress off and running. Danny Buttress can't get there ahead of Alana Byrne. Anywhere will do for Byrne in that moment. But it's Bulleen on the front foot. They'll take it quickly. Looking to force something through South. Get it away. Bullich collects. Kane. Through midfield. Still Kane. Bulleen players furious with referee Caitlin Williams there, believing that she impeded their progress. It's one of the most difficult parts of being a referee is positioning. If anyone's ever tried it and isn't a regular, it's almost impossible sometimes, but Bulleen retain possession. Buttress. Buttress with the strike! Just over the crossbar. She's looking to make things happen, Danny Buttress. But again, another promising passage of play from Bulleen.
I don't want to put too much pressure on Danny Buttress. so I'm very cautious what I'm going to say. But the way she plays and her style and the way she cuts in, but the trickery and the power and the pace, very Ronaldo-esque. I know that is a massive call, but I'm sure her friends and family watching this are going to go clip that because that's sick. That's going on Instagram. But that's actually, when I look at her, that's how she plays, and she's always that massive threat. She can cut inside, and she's got a fantastic strike from distance. She's got good trickery to go on the outside as well, and yeah, try and live up to that one. But yeah, that's how much of a thinker of her so far this NPL season.
Still very young. Surely has A-League Women's Clubs looking at her because she is that standard of player. Can she be the one to break the game open for Bulleen? That is the question of this game tonight. Massey. Brightus. Massey again. Roger won't get there. Furukawa coming inside and collecting. It's Nikki Furukawa who's off and running. And well, Holly Massey's on a yellow. And that is her second yellow card. Holly Massey will be shown red here. That is a huge moment in this game. Bulleen are down to 10. They're chasing the game. That was needless from Massey.
Yeah, definitely a brain fade there. Wasn't exactly like South Melbourne was through on goal or anything, or a massive transition moment. Yes, they looked like they dribbled and they were ahead of her, but yes, I'm still pretty consistent back four behind her to kind of deal with it. So yeah, just a bit of a brain fade. And that definitely changes the dynamics of this game as Bulleen look to make a substitution. It'll be interesting to see how they go about this. One player down, but one goal down. Always an interesting one, so stay tuned for that.
So Rosie Roger, one of the players coming off, I believe Grace Cagnina was the other. No fourth officials board up at the moment, so potentially a triple sub for Bulleen as they look to just move the team around. Perhaps try and adjust to this new reality of only having 10 players on the park. So a triple sub. We'll have to deal with this free kick from Vlanic. Vlanic's delivery. Headed away, Maddie Rakic, one of those subs, straight into the action. Taranto. Furukawa. Wins South Melbourne a corner. So Maddie Rakic on, Yuka Sato on, and Nia Saleh, the third player on. So triple substitution as Caitlin Friend tries to turn this game around.
Yeah, interesting ones. I think Yuki Sato is a fantastic player when getting the ball to feed and looking to play those real small, intricate passes to hopefully unlock a defence. But defensively, just going to have a hard job in there to be able to do that because they are one player down, so playing as a defensive midfielder. Added responsibility for her, so that might limit her attacking prowess. So that'll be interesting to see how that dynamic improves in the second half.
Corner in from Vlanic. Met by a Bulleen head, and then Westland skies the second ball. Well, Bulleen have nothing to lose now. The defending Nike FC Cup champions. A player down, a goal down. But they've just got to go for it in these last 30 minutes or so. For South Melbourne here, Jono, do you keep pressing? Do you look for that second goal that might kill the game off? I mean, Furukawa there is definitely still trying to press high, but what's the mentality now, knowing that you're a player up as well?
I think nothing changes for South all night. They've just been doing enough, and now they know they'll get those moments because, as you alluded to, Bulleen one player down and one goal down, so they're going to have to throw a little bit more caution to the wind, which means in transition, South are going to get more moments. So I think stay as is, and the moments will come. Just trust the process.
And there's Saleh trying to have a positive impact on this game. South will be more than happy to have possession. Throw over Bullich, Iamano off and running. Bullich alert to the danger. Takes the ball out for a throw. Blanich's throw was Hovercane, but not able to be controlled. Westland. Duralis. Still Duralis. Trying to play an Iamano, but Bulleen again getting away with it. Nice little 1-2. Gradis and Saleh. Near Saleh. Direct ball forward. Buttress is there. And Danny Buttress was denied by the toe of Alhana Byrne, who just about got back in time. Clever from Saleh, and just a few new ideas from the substitute.
That was a great ball from the youngster. Perfect weight at it. And that's going to be such a massive threat for Bulleen, especially being one player down. Just that opposite ball into Buttress in the far side. And Salah as well. She's quite quick to give herself credit also. So that's an early whip ball across is also going to be dangerous. And just an easier option when you're one player down. So hopefully more of that coming for Bulleen.
Absolutely, it's what they need. They've still got game-breaking players out there on the pitch. In football, the player advantage is significant, but it's not everything. There's still those moments in transition. There's still those moments of individual quality that can get you over the line. Ball inside, not a good one. Saleh battling for possession. Those sorts of moments could be coming for Bulleen if they can hang in there. South, though, will be eager for a second. Vlanich. Still going. Vlanich, her ball to Iamano. Iamano, heavy touch. And cleared into the stands. That first touch from Iamano just got away from her. And allowed Bulleen to get back, clear it away. So South Melbourne still holding on to that lead that they got with 50 seconds on the clock. Miquel Duralis. Bulleen now a player down, a second yellow card for Holly Massey. But still lots of time in this game. The high press from Ava Bridis there. Trying to make it happen. Saleh has been busy. Ball just about stayed in. Duralis. Iamano. Iamano left the ball behind. She'll come back and gather. Westland is there. Misha Westland urged to shoot. Does so. Westland always sliding wide.
Well, when you're one goal up and you want player up, why not? I guess. Yeah, definitely not the highest chance there of going in, but, you know, why not? So it looks like South Melbourne still setting up to press here and be aggressive, which, yeah, I think good call from head coach Justin Mikulev to keep her on the front foot here and put the onus on Bulleen to play their way out of it with one less. They couldn't do it in the first half with 11. Did get better in the second half for sure, but now they've got a mountain to climb.
Yeah, they started the second half with such energy and almost had that opportunity immediately from kickoff. You could hear the noise from their bench, from their fans, and all of that noise now has just gone quiet. South will notice that. You feel that on the pitch. You feel those momentum shifts. But again, they'll know they have a job to do because at any moment, you know what Bridis can do, we know what Buttress can do. Duralis being sent to task here. Ricardo will come back and deal with the danger. Still Duralis though, not giving up on the chase. Ricardo almost running into trouble. Had help in the form of Renahan, but her ball intercepted by Sewards. And now South have the numbers here. Sewards playing in for Furukawa. Look at the pace That's brave goalkeeping from Erin Hudson there. What a run from Nikki Furukawa, showing off that straight line speed that has made her such a threat in the MPLW this season.
Yeah, for sure. But equally as good was what a ball from Bella Seward's there. Just fantastic creativity and just good reading of the game there. Just she knows Nikki's going to probably go at the pace to be on the end of those, and just caught Bulleen between and beside their back four there. So yeah, top from her.
She's been very quietly good today. So she's just been in the right places at the right times. And here comes Kane. Sarah Kane out to Butcheress. Flag is up. Has missed timing her run.
Just a point on Bella Swords. As a defensive midfielder, if no one notices you, you've done a good job. It's been a good game from you. So, if you've done the simple stuff well, you've cut, you've tracked defensively, and you've in possession, you've let the game flow. Fantastic game from her so far.
Referees and defensive midfielders have a lot in common. I don't think defensive midfielders think that so much when they might be preventing transitional plays, but South winning the free kick on that far side. 20 minutes or so of regulation time remaining. It is still South Melbourne with the 1-goal advantage. Balls like that might just present opportunities for Bulleen. Saleh getting involved, has been very busy. And look at this press. Butcheress winning out, but couldn't control the touch. South Melbourne have to be very alert here, because that is the type of opportunity, the type of opening that Bulleen may well take.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there's instructions there from Katie Friend, the Bulleen coach, where she's saying to girls, up, just go step on. I think that she's decided to take a little bit more risk now inside the last 20 minutes of this game. But if you're South Melbourne, moments like this is what you're looking for.
Furukawa, Nikki Furukawa to make it 2. On the follow-up, cleared off the line. Miller Bullich, who has had a fantastic game for the full 71 minutes so far, comes up big for Bulleen there. Furukawa had 2 bites at the cherry. The first time was saved by Hudson, and the second time denied by superb work by Bullich.
Yeah, fantastic from Bullich there. Keeps Bulleen in it. Fantastic again from the youngster, just showing so much experience beyond her years there. And yes, top defending there from Mila Bullich to keep Bulleen in it. But those are the moments that South will need. Keep Nikki up high. I can't say her name quite right, so I'm just going to call her Nikki. Just keep her high, and those moments will come in behind, and probably unlucky to get that one there. Let's see what they can do from the corner.
And swinging delivery from Vlanich. Headed by Accardo, batted away, and from close range, it was Annabelle Haffenden who missed the target cleanly, says the referee. Well, firstly, Taranto's header was saved well, and then on the volley, wasn't able to be controlled.
Couple more warning shots there, but 20 minutes to go in this one if the score remains the same. And South Melbourne, they may be ruining these missed chances.
Saleh's ball through, looking for the run of Sato. Yuki Sato has Saleh behind her. That's where she'll go. And here's Saleh. Back to Sato, but Iamano dropping very deep there to prevent that opportunity going any further. Kane intercepts. Sarah Kane driving into space. Kane! That is spectacular from Sarah Kane. Bulleen, after spending over 70 minutes a goal down, a player down, they have equalised. They are back in this game.
Game on here at the Venado Club. Whoa, that was a spectacular strike from Sarah Kane. And I was probably a little bit critical of her in the first half. Probably didn't get too much into the game. I was saying she needs to liven up. I was saying at half time, she is alive and well.
Well, will South Melbourne rue those missed chances? They've been the dominant team for most of this game. And only minutes after Bulleen saves a goal, clears the ball off the line, her team equalise. Furukawa going to ground in the box. Play continuing for South, but it'll have to be stopped now, and both teams perhaps an opportunity to breathe for a moment. Wow, we knew it would only take one chance for Bulleen, and you could tell just from the moment it left her boot that was good. What a goal.
Yeah, spectacular from Sarah Kane there to draw Bulleen level. But I want to talk about moments in football, especially cup football. Bulleen clears it off the line, what, a minute before? And then Sarah Kane scores a spectacular strike to draw them level, which could have been 2-0 to South Melbourne minutes before, but instead it's 1-1 here. And I've got a feeling we've got a lot more football to go here.
Well, of course, it is a cup semi-final, so if scores remain as they are after 90 minutes, we will go to extra time, and if scores remain level, we will go to penalties. So it is all to play for. And South Melbourne, well, in the MPLW, have struggled to score as of late. Can they score a second here? Westland unleashing! Just wide of the target. Misha Westland almost saying, whatever you can do, Sarah Kane, I can do better, but well, not in that case because it's just gone wide.
We've got a game on our hands here, Darren. This is what we've come to see. Momentum is a crazy thing in football. You just feel like Bulleen will have some now because of that spectacular strike from Sarah Kane, but South Melbourne have the player advantage as well, and they've been dominant in moments also. So flip a coin, see who wins this one.
The yellow card produced. Doralis not happy, but Catherine Renahan, the player prone here for Bulleen. Very heavy knock. Doralis does go over and just make sure she's okay after the initial frustration. "14 minutes on the clock." I mean, twists, turns. I can't imagine it'll all end up like this. I think there is plenty of chaos still to come. If Bulleen can get up here, this would be one of the all-time great moments for this club. And they're the defending champions, but to have a chance to defend their title in the final, a player down, a goal down for much of the game, that would be something spectacular. It's the goal scorer, Kane, looking to release Rakic. Rakic commits the foul in the process, and now the crowd's really livened up.
Yeah, you can feel it here. It's definitely feeling like a semi-final now. It's taken us 75 minutes, but we've got there. Yeah, it's been good to see, and you just wonder how much risk will Bulleen still carry. They've got a little bit of momentum now, and they're stepping on, and the crowd's behind them, but they've still got the play down. So how high and how aggressive will they be?
Saleh. Ball will come all the way across to Rakic. Rakic. Out back to Saleh. Can she reel it in? She can't. I mean, the dilemma here for Bulleen is, of course, you can try and hold on and take it to extra time, but then you've got 30 minutes with a player down. So are you better off trying to take the risk now before those legs get too tired? Of course, a midweek game, 120 minutes would be a lot with 10.
Yeah, I think you just try and ride out this momentum and try and get a winner now. I don't think neither of these teams / coaches want to play an extra 30 minutes of this one on this AstroTurf here. As Westland streaming forward, Misha Westland.
It's intercepted by Rakic, but Westland He's on a charge here. That goal sparked both teams into life a little bit more. Sparked the crowd. That's well done by Alana Byrne to play in Furukawa. Nikki Furukawa into the penalty area. Still Furukawa. Comes off Ocado and out for a corner. So again, it'll be TJ Vlanich for what feels like the umpteenth time running over to take a corner.
I don't want to jinx it. Well, one of them will have to go in surely. If you're a numbers person, if you're a betting person, surely one of these is going in. They've had so many set piece chances, so in swinging from TJ, could put the money on it potentially.
Everyone back behind the ball for Bulleen, or in the penalty area. The in-swinger again, Taranto was there. It's come out to Furukawa. Blocked by Ocado. Sewards trying to put it back in. Vlanich is screaming for the ball. It won't reach her. And instead, Saleh is able to just hoof it clear. And the opportunity ends for South. Vlanich was standing out on that far side, her arms aloft. Catatonic that the ball wasn't coming back to her. Furukawa. Pace to Byrne. Sewards on her inside. It comes to Sewards. Good save. And batted away from the onrushing Iamano. Another critical moment. This second goal just won't go in for South.
And they may live to regret these. It's a great save from Erin Hudson, though, to keep them level here. Probably 10 minutes ago, Miller Bullich cleared it off the line to keep them in the game, and Erin Hudson has done the same here for Bulleen. But you just feel like, in the first half, we kind of felt like South had the momentum. You could feel it in the stands, just the vibe, something about the air here. But now it just feels like Bulleen, it could be their night. The crowd's up and about. The juniors have finished training, so they've all come in to support. It's a lot more lively here for the Lions.
This is good fun here at David Barrier Stadium tonight. Nike Cup semi-finals, stakes are high. Bulleen need to win to have the opportunity to defend their title, South Melbourne, and to reach the final for the opportunity to win their first ever Nike FC Cup. Was a competition dominated by Calder for so long. And now one of these two sides playing for the chance to play the winner of the other semi-final, which is looking like it may well be Heidelberg. Iamano once again has the ball taken away from Miller Bullich, who is having herself a game. If Bulleen hold on here, take it to extra time, or manage to win the game, they have Miller Bullich to thank. What a performance it's been from her.
Yeah, it's been top. Been super impressed. Massive fan of Miller Bullich most days, but yeah, today especially.
There's Catherine Mole, the substitute, has come on for South Melbourne, getting her first taste of Nike FC Cup football. What a time to come on as well. She scored 4 goals in the under-20s this season, and that's why she's been rewarded with this opportunity tonight. Number 46 out there. And a chance for her to have a positive impact, and what a moment it would be. Vlanich's throw. Kane intercepts. Brightus. Buttress. Rakic, overlapping run. Numbers forward, Buttress. Still Danny Buttress. Dangerous. Looked to be perhaps dragged back by Sandu. That's what the home crowd is saying. Instead, Bulleen will win a corner. You can feel the tension in the air.
Danny Buttress, if she had a little bit more experience, I reckon she's going down there. A little bit of experience, but wins a side A corner.
I thought that's where she was heading when she was skirting on the edge of the area, but too honest for her own good. Corner taken short to Rakic. Maddie Rakic. Shot blocked. Now another opportunity to put the ball in. It's snuck in. What a goal! What a moment! Bulleen
Wow. Wow, what a game. What a second half. Ava Breedis, we said it. Moments of magic that this girl can produce at any level. And that is an absolute highlight reel of a finish from Ava Breedis to get Bulleen Lions from a player down back into the lead here. 2-1 to Bulleen. Scenes. Absolute scenes.
Well, Bulleen, there is 6 minutes of regulation time to go. Now you park the bus. We've been speaking about what do you do in these moments? Do you press? Do you go forward? I think now the answer is you put all of your 10 players behind the ball and you try and defend, because 6 minutes of regulation time remaining. There'll be some stoppage time. There's been some injuries, but you wouldn't think a massive amount. But it's South who are coming forward, looking to equalise again immediately. Furukawa out wide to Taranto. Ball in it. Oh no! And just like that, South Melbourne are back level. They've been pushing for that second goal all game, and they finally get it. But instead of extending their lead, it takes them back to a level ball game.
Speechless. What a game. What a game. We were saying at halftime, and even the start of this second half, there's going to be some magic in this. There's too much quality on this field to peter out for a 1-0. What a couple of minutes. 2-2 here at the end. Unbelievable scenes.
Brightus is coming again. She wants another here. Brightus, long-range strike. It's bounced into the gloves of Esposito. Oh, anything can happen in these last few minutes. Do not go anywhere. Vlanich gave herself away there. Bulleen trying to push. They've had no time to park the bus. The bus they didn't turn the engine on in the bus. It's not parked. It didn't get going. Now they're pushing for another goal that could be the winner. All over the top. Searching for Doralis. Ricardo is there. Back to Hudson. Renahan. Calmly done. Romano was pressing Ricardo. And now it's Taranto. Grace Taranto. Long-range strike. Perhaps not the right option, and she knows it. You can see the frustration there. She did everything right to win the ball back, Taranto. The right back shot was weak, and now we'll have another stoppage. Renahan's been struggling for most of the half.
Just gives this unfortunate injury to Kat Renahan, gives everyone just a chance to breathe, us included. Whoa. This has been some second half here. And you just don't know how this is going to end. Again, South Melbourne have the player advantage, but Bulleen have so many players who just win games and score goals in moments. Ava Breedis being the perfect example in that. But South Melbourne, all 9 have done just enough to be in the game and just always knocking at the door. And if they knock at the door enough, generally you'll kick it down. And that's how Ronnie Amano scored the equaliser. Just, 30 seconds after Ava Breedis scored? That looked to be maybe potentially the winner. So, yeah, if I'm being selfish here, let's get an extra 30 minutes of this, I reckon.
Oh, this is turning out to be one of the great Nike FC Cup nights. Unfortunately for Renahan, it looks like her day is done now. She was struggling with what looked to be cramp for the majority of that half. Coming on to replace her, Kristen Malloy, who slots straight into centre back. Buttress pressing, pushing. Still got Cordolino on the bench. And if Caitlin Friend really wants to go for it in these dying minutes, that is a substitute that she could perhaps make. Well, now stoppage time will be extended. It could be 5 or 6 minutes for either side to score a winner. Or we could be going an extra 30. Westland poking it forward. Taranto. Doralis in a battle with the substitute. Doralis over the keeper. But a foul was blown in the lead up. So even if that had trickled into the back of the net, it wouldn't have counted.
Would have just added to the drama though, wouldn't it? So that would have been something. Yeah, just don't know really what to make of this game. Just now it's just end to end, and which players are going to win the moments and stand up and be the hero for this one.
Moore with the ball to Iamano. Iamano manages to keep it in play. Still Iamano in behind for Doralis. Doralis well defended. Once again, guess who? Bullich is there. And Iamano, her pass not able to find Blanish. Saleh trying to touch it back. Trying to find something. Doralis, Westland, switching play. That's a good move from South. Sandhu. Akeisha Sandhu winds up. Her shot blocked. Could come out to Maul. Instead it'll come out to Westland. Misha Westland to Iamano. Iamano's ball across. Headed away by Malloy. Taranto. Furukawa. And well defended by Maddie Rakic. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, shot from Taranto there was heavy. Doralis trying to find space, pokes through. Foul awarded. And South Melbourne knocking on the door, but they've been knocking on the door for the majority of this game. By the time they scored the second goal, Bulleen had already scored 2.
Yeah, for sure. It's been such an interesting game. I think the moral of it though is South Melbourne will be ruining so many big chances that they miss in this second half, and then they'll be scratching their head thinking, how are we in this position? So at the moment where it's 2-2 and they had a player up, and for the majority they've been good. They've been good enough in this game to, I think, get a result to meet Heidelberg in the grand final of the Nike Cup. But Bulleen have good players in good moments, and they're always in a game. No matter if they can have one player down, 2 players down, this Bulleen team is always in it.
Here's South pushing for the winner. Ball in the middle. Taranto is there. Iamano. Can she get the shot away? She can't, but it's Furukawa! Is that the moment for South Melbourne? Nikki Furukawa puts it away, and in stoppage time, South Melbourne regain their lead.
Oh, the game of football. What a game of football. South Melbourne. Whew. They've had some magical cup nights, this club, in this competition, and this could prove to be another one. They scored in the first minute. They may have just scored in the last minute as well.
Oh, Bulleen, nothing to lose now. They were behind for the majority of the game. Sarah Kane scored a worldie. Ava Bright has scored a worldie. They were 2-1 up. South Melbourne reeled them back to all, and then in stoppage time, surely the winner, but this game, Bulleen are never, ever out of it. Cordellino's on as well. We know how dangerous Alana Cordellino can be. Only minutes left in this. Bullich. Saleh. Back to Bullich. She'll play it across. Brightus. South Melbourne defending a player up. It's 10v11, as it has been for most of this second half. Whatever way this goes, this is a brave, brave effort from Bulleen. But they will want to take it the extra 30 minutes. Throw in over the head of everyone. Butcheress can't get there. More precious seconds off the clock for South.
Don't want to start a conspiracy, however, it'd be interesting to see Alana Cordellino and the impact that she can make, but she's only getting potentially 2 to 5 minutes here, which is an interesting one because definitely a player that can lots of pace, was there, probably rising star, a standout player last year, Bulleen. So it'd be interesting if she can make an impact, but definitely limited time here from Cordellino. But if just another player for Bulleen who can score in big moments.
Lana Burnt taking no risks. Onto the roof of David Barrow Stadium. Butcheress. Danny Butcheress, what can she do? She's taken down. A free kick in a dangerous area. It has to be now for Bulleen. They'll hope that Butcheress is okay to continue because she will be an important threat for them. Not only in these next few minutes, but if they can manage to take the game to extra time. And that as well, she is back up on her feet. Do you go direct here? What do you do here?
Ava's full of confidence, scoring that worldie. Is this going in the top corner? Is this the reverse of the commentator's curse?
Erin Hudson making her way forward. Everyone is up for Bulleen. Ava Brightus, the youngster. Brightus into side netting. Hudson will have to sprint back. The Bulleen defence will have to sprint back. And a final substitution for South Melbourne. Doralis making way. Liv Edwards coming on, so a defensive substitution from Justin Mikulev. Understandably, Edwards, a defender, replacing Doralis, who scored the first goal all the way back in the first minute of the game. And it could not be long now. Can South hold on? South Melbourne have done it! Heartbreak for the defending champions, Bulleen. And South Melbourne, they clung on to that 1-goal advantage for so much of the game. Bulleen turned the game on its head with 10 players taking the lead late in the second half, but South eventually, their pressure holds. The winner from Nikki Furukawa in stoppage time sends South Melbourne to the Nike FC Cup final. What a game we have just witnessed. That is cup football at its very, very best.
It's another magical night for South Melbourne in this cup. They go to another Night Cup grand final to meet old rivals Heidelberg United. That's going to be a blockbuster, Night Cup grand final. And also in the men's side, it's Heidelberg v South also. In both cup competitions, it's Heidelberg v South. Oh, a couple of Greeks happy about that one.
Incredible scenes tonight. This is how the game unfolded. It was within the first minute, Raquel Doralis scoring for South Melbourne. Bulleen went down to 10. A second yellow card to Holly Massey was shown before they scored 2 to give themselves an unlikely lead. Sarah Kane and Ava Brightus scoring absolute stunners before South Melbourne getting it back. Franny Iamano and then Nikki Furukawa scoring the winner in stoppage time. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having your company this evening. My name is Taryn Heddo. I've been joined by John O'Clemente on commentary. And it ends here in the Nike FC Cup semi-final. Bulleen Lions 2, South Melbourne 3.